Science, the systematic organization of knowledge. It is one of the highest epitomes of the human race's cognitive ability, whose upbringing has forever sparked an intellectual revolution that seeks the truth and only the truth. And it is the foundation that governs all entities in the universe. The explosive start of science is attributed to an important element that has been integral to the work of historic science figures for many centuries and even millennia: research. From simple observations to time-consuming logic, computations, and even experimentation. Research is what makes science possible to exist. Research is what makes it possible for humans to advance and develop. Research is what gives a connection to every phenomena in the world. And it is by research that the truth that comes from the knowledge of science is known and revealed. In its purest essence, research is the very backbone that supports science. So, as a researching scientist in the Philippines today, what do you think are the current struggles you are trying to face now with the current research that you are conducting here? Ooh, that is a tough nut to crack. A lot. Let's start with that.
So, as I have observed, we have three problems that us researchers are struggling. First is lack of interest, and especially when it comes to funding, lack of support, and also the most struggle that we see is people is afraid to take risks because in a state of research, just because it might affect somehow market value, our economy. But if the research was completely studied and completely identified, it might somehow affect our economy, like examples in what is in the news in terms of geology, mining, and petroleum.
It all starts with a lack of interest from people. Tulad na lang yung sa project mo. Hininto ng gobyerno yung pag-fund doon. At yung pera napunta lang sa president's funds. At yung Pilipino, wala silang pakialam kasi nga hindi naman sila maapektuhan sa ginawa ng gobyerno.
Funds, and probably the lack of interest from the society, and the materials used to conduct the research.
Ang naninigaw ng mga researchers dito sa Pilipinas ay maliit lang. Ngunit yung mga projects na kinakandak nila ay nangangailangan ng malaking responsibilidad.
What can you say about your current government in the Philippines and how they're involved in your research?
Involved? They are not involved because they have taken us for granted for such a long time now.
Wala kulang talaga sa suporta financially at saka kahit yung moral, kulang talaga. Hindi na nila alam na yung research na ginagawa namin is para rin naman sa lahat, hindi lang naman para sa amin.
Oh my gosh, are you serious right now? That question, you're gonna bring that up right now? I can't. I'm done with this.
Seryoso kayo sa tanong na yan? Di nga namin alam na may support ang dumarating sa amin. Meron pala.
Anong suporta yung tinutukoy mo? Eh, ang gobyerno niya, kahit isa wala binigay sa mga projects namin.
Involvement? Meron ba? Ramdam ba?
Okay, I'm back. Okay, so I'm gonna answer the question seriously now. So, I guess what the answer that you're trying to look for from me is that I don't see the problem I see a very big problem. Okay, let's start with that. With the government, there's a problem, definitely. But the problem I see here is that it's not a problem of affordability, because the government can definitely fund our research. That's what we're really struggling with right now, scientists here. It's not a matter of affordability, because the government can fund the research. But what I see as the problem here is that there is a lack of support from the government in our research. It's not our research that they're trying to prioritize and put in the top of their list. I'm gonna say here now that research is definitely an integral part in any government. it's necessary to be able to shift and be dynamic in changing economies, in changing really natural shifts in the world, such as plagues, climate change, and all those issues. So I see here that if the government really chooses not to fund the research, there's going to be exponentially greater risks when it comes to the day that the Philippines begins to value research is the day that the Philippines will finally start to review and prioritize research. That is exactly why countries such as Japan, the United States, Sweden, South Korea, France, Singapore, etc. are so advanced in technology and their own societies, because they see the importance of research. And so, this is exactly why the Philippines could never hope to catch up with these countries. Any intellectual property invested in the Philippines is basically intellectual property wasted, because the Philippines has no value for the importance of research and intellect. John Hickles says that other countries must de-develop for others to catch up. But with the Philippines' case, they will not even develop fast enough to keep up until it finally stops taking research for granted. It has the funds to invest in research, and yet it chooses not to, which speaks volumes. Researchers are not getting enough funds from the government to conduct their research, setting them back and setting the country back for further advancement. It is not an issue of affordability, but a lack of support and priority for research, as said in an Inquirer opinion. I am not just concerned with ecosystems. I am an ecologist.
I am not a machine that you can just left on running and expect an output. I am a researcher.
I'm not just a person who wastes my time in search for answers. I'm a scientist.
I'm not just finding clues behind rocks. I'm a geologist.
I'm not just analyzing the planets and the birth of the stars. I'm an astrophysicist.
I'm not just a citizen, but I'm also a researcher who finds answers for the unresolved problems of the society.
I am a researcher, and I take risks to contribute to the body of knowledge.